How's the, I mean, we've talked a lot about with Sonny about rotations and how deep things are. How's the rotation looking like? How deep do you think you're looking at corner right now?
We're looking pretty good. This is the deepest we've been in a while here, especially at corner. And the biggest thing is we've had depth, but with these sprinters and different things like that, having soft tissues injuries has been big in the past. But this year we've been able to manage that this fall camp by having a better top group of guys, so then they can rotate in with the ones and they can do different things like that with the ones and twos. Because as you guys know, we got some fast receivers here, so it makes a difference if you can run out there and staying healthy. That's been the biggest thing through camp, where no one's been worn down during camp. As far as we've been able to get great work in, a lot of reps, a lot of physical reps, a lot of explosive plays, defending and taking shots and everything like that. So it's been good to have guys be able to compete at a high level, but stay away from the soft tissue injuries. So they're getting better and more experience.
What's the biggest improvement or advancement that you've seen in your group since spring to now?
Just their understanding of the defense. New defense came in here with Coach Levitt, so guys are really able to hone in on their technique now because they understand the calls. They understand when they're playing thirds, when it's a zero, when it's a man, where the pressure's coming from, where's the hot read for the offense. So they're able to understand all that stuff. So that's where the biggest growth has been for our guys, is as far as being able to understand the defense and how to apply certain techniques with different calls.
As a guy going his first year full-time, coaching instead of as an assistant you were last year. How much from an eval standpoint do things change? Like, were you really looking last year like on an individual basis, like each game week versus practice? Like, oh hey, this guy did this. He kind of looked worse. How much does the eval?
It changes a lot from being where in the last role, of course, I was looking at it but wasn't making the decision. So when we were breaking down film, sometimes whether we were working on different opponents or just trying to make different cut-ups and stuff like that, now I get to really sit in there and own in and watch every single snap detailed and be like, all right, this is what this guy did well, this is what we really need to work on, which changes because now I'm coming up with a practice plan. Yeah. So I got to watch, hey, what did we get beat on? Was it this? What was the concept that we need to work on in individual? So now it's just looking at it through a different eye. Before, as a GA, you're looking at things as it's like, okay, this team ran these routes. All right, we need to make sure we get bunches in there, or looking at, okay, tomorrow's third down, what third down routes, what calls. But now it's a little different, where as far as just really breaking down our guys and really seeing how they're playing and what technique they're using and what we need to work on to get them ready for the game. Because at the end of the day, it does no good if I have this masterful plan, but it doesn't get them ready for the game. So really tailoring the plan for what our guys need, what they need to see, what reps they need, so they can feel confident when they're going out there because they're prepared.
How much, obviously you were a player too, and obviously you saw a lot of guys go from practice to game. So how much does the eval change for guys like, hey, they did this really, really well in practice like for the last 2 weeks, but that didn't translate. So how much can things change from practice eval versus game eval?
Yeah, no, they can change a lot, just as far as sometimes you get, and that's the biggest thing, we got to see how guys perform as a team on game day, because there's fans there's going to be fans back, different atmosphere, you're going against guys that you've never gone against. In practice, you can have a lot more confidence because you know everybody that you're lining up against. You trained with him, you know how strong he is, you know how fast he is, if he's a shifty, quick guy, if he's not. So it's really just working that technique as good as possible so it comes second nature. Like walking, when you walk, you don't think about like left, right, and that's the same thing. These guys got to have their technique impressed, like boom, it just happens natural. So then when you get into the game, you fall down to your training, right? And you train at a high level, you fall to the level of your training, not to the level of your competition or dang, getting too high or too low because this and that happens. It's like, okay, he made a catch, boom, what was my technique? Oh, bad eyes, okay. I got to work lateral in my press, different things like that. So the more you work that, then the more the game is just like practice. And as you know, we got elite receivers here, so these practices are pretty tough. And that's why I tell my guys, look, our receivers are going to play on Sundays for sure. And this is what we're going against every single week. So you take that same mentality to the game, you're going to be okay. And just adjust on the fly as far as don't get too high, don't get too low, and they'll be okay.
But even with guys as good as you guys have at receiver, does it even become a thing where it's like, okay, hey, I'm Braden Cross, like I know Danny Gray likes to do this stem, you know what I mean? Like I know that, so you kind of get used to that in practice, so you kind of got to guard against that comfortability when it comes to game day.
Exactly. In the game day, like I said, you don't know who they are. You've never seen them live. Like you might be like, okay, he's fast, but how fast is he really? Or okay, he's shifty, but how shifty is he? Sometimes he gets to the game and it's like, oh, he's super shifty. So like what what I like to do, and just learning from a player once I get out there. First thing, hey, how was he when you pressed him? Okay, shifty. All right, is he gonna be? Is it a tough matchup, or is it something that we can handle? And they gotta be honest, like, hey, coach, yeah, he's tough when he's in the slot. He's real tough to get hands on. It's like, okay, so maybe in the slot we work a different technique, or outside, oh, he doesn't like to be pressed. Okay, this guy, we gotta press him every single snap because he's a long strider. He'll run by you if he's not pressed, but he's not quick at the line. So really just going from each series, hey, how they look, how was this, how was that, and then just understanding on top of that, and then use history to write history. So if you're driving on a bunch of out routes and making plays, boom, they're seeing that in the box. What are they going to try to do? Double move. So just trying to stay one step ahead and just communicating. And that's why we all got to speak the same language, and that's been the biggest thing, like you asked earlier about just the change from spring to the fall. Now they understand, hey, what are we calling these formations, these routes? Because when the game happens, it might be that offense might score in 2 plays. We got to go back out there on defense. So it's like, hey, when they give us these stacks, what routes do they give us? This and that. Okay, how do we need to play it? What are they going to come back to? I saw this was open last time. So really being able to make those adjustments in the game are going to be huge, and just having the confidence and seeing stems, just like you said, like, hey, he widened his stem, okay, so they're be ready for the widen and then run the post or something like that. So just being on top of it that way.
One of the new guys in your group, Jahari Rogers, arrives as a transfer from Florida, which I guess automatically brings a little bit of attention and a spotlight. But what have you seen from him? How's he coming along?
Yeah, he's a great athlete, loves to compete, works hard, very coachable, and I'm excited to see what he does once we start playing some games and stacking some games together. Wish we would have had him here in the spring. He'd be feel like we missed out on those 15 practices. Would have been huge for him because he would have got a lot of reps. But I'm excited about what he does. He brings a lot of speed, a lot of top end speed, and a competitiveness that you always love in a corner. You love a corner that's going to compete his tail off every single play the next snap, and it helps that he's fast and he's twitchy. So I'm excited to see what he can do this season, and just get better.
Every now and then you see a high school linebacker who can run, who'll move to safety. But you've got Jadarius Thursby working some corner. How's he doing with that transition? He's
been doing good with that transition, and a lot of it is just trying to find out where his true position is going to be. As far as like if he's going to be a kind of hybrid safety outside linebacker type kid, is he going to be a safety? Right now we have some guys that were here in the spring that kind of got some good roles, so we're trying to see, okay, where can we develop him the best? If he does play safety, he can help us at corner right now, getting reps, working on his footwork, getting his footwork better. Then it's a smooth transition to safety. And if he is playing linebacker, he mixes in with the nickel some, so he gets some passing down. So I could really see him he's learning a lot right now, so that transition is a little bit different, but he's done a great job as far as of just owning in on his craft and trying to get better every single day, working at it, really working on his press technique and learning the whole defense. So that's going to be the biggest thing, and looking forward to him to continue to make strides as the season goes. Like I tell him right now, he may not be where he wants to be right now, but if we continue to make strides, it's a long season, and there's going to be a lot of snaps and a lot of games and a lot of opportunities for him to just be ready when his number's called.
Your first year as the corners coach, what's game week feel like to you? Does it feel like being a rookie in the NFL again?
Oh man, it feels like being a rookie for sure, just starting all over. So it's good though. I'm excited and looking forward to just being able to get back out there and actually play some games. But yeah, no, I'm excited about it. I got tons of energy and tons of excitement for this first game, and just keep it rolling every single week. Like you only get 12 of them guaranteed in the season, so I'm looking forward to every single one of them and excited about the opportunity.
To that end real quick, how much do you lean on Coach Levitt to kind of bring your energy down a little bit so you stay level for the players so they know where to be mentally and everything, but also lean on him for that energy that he exudes within practice? How do you balance that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm at practice, I just try to bring energy, pick the guys up, but on game day, it's all about adjustments on game day. So you're not going to see me really yelling out of anger on game day. It's more just talking, because you prepare Sunday through Friday to play the game, and then on Saturday it's all about adjustments. So if I'm yelling at a kid and he's not listening, that's going to do no good. So it's tons of energy. I'm going to celebrate when they do something great, and then we're going to correct it if we need to get something corrected. And it's all about just being clean, clear, and concise when we're making those adjustments. So just using as few words, whatever the buzzwords are, and just getting them to be right. And then as a whole coaching staff, everyone's got to balance everybody out. So if I get too loud or get fired up or something like that, Coach Levis got, hey, all right, we got to boom. What are the adjustments? If he gets going too fired up, someone else on staff got to be, hey, boom. What are the adjustments right now? We got to move on to the next snap. Just like we tell our players one snap and clear. As coaches, we got to boom, see the snap. What happened? What did we do wrong? What did we execute great? And how are we going to adjust it so we either make more big time plays or we fix whatever play that we gave up.